And music. Music, it's that sound that soothes the soul. It soothes your pain. It does. And music, that's the funny thing about music, right? Just a bunch of sounds that can either help you unwind, it can help boost you up, it can help you just mellow, kind of reflect on maybe some sad times, some happy times, some angry times. It's packed with all these emotions. That's the thing I like about music. They also got some stats on memory loss, right? Y'all heard about this, I'm sure. Let's see what the old Google says. How can music help memory? All right, listening to and performing music reactivates areas of the brain associated with memory, reasoning, speech, emotion, and reward. There were studies done in the US and Japan. It found that music doesn't just help us retrieve stored memories, it also helps us lay down new ones. Lay it down! Lay it down. So that, music, it's for everyone. It's for all the Alzheimer's, all the all-timers, the old-timers, all times of all, however you say the word Alzheimer's, all-timers. You know what I'm talking about. Dementia. What's that A word? How do you say it? I don't know. But it's for everyone. It's for people with the disease. It's people without the disease. You got a normal mind. You got an okay mind. You got a forgetful mind. Music's for you. Music's for you, folks. Anyways, welcome back to another show. Or actually, episode. It's not really a show. But this is Drinking with Laughter. You can follow me on YouTube at Drinking with Laughter. You can catch the audio on Spotify. Go ahead and give me a follow, subscribe, like, comment. Tell me how I'm doing. I'm missing my co-host again this week. Last week we skipped altogether because of the holiday. It was that Turkey Day. It was that turkey holiday. How was your Thanksgiving, y'all? Did you eat too much? Did you drink too much? I knew it. I had a great one. But yeah, so Chrissy, his mom's birthday. So, Veronica, if you're watching, happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday to you. I hope you had a good one. Chris, it is Friday right now, which is the day I'm recording, but Chris and his family are out celebrating his human that gave birth to him. It is her birthday. I hope she has a good one. Let's see, catch up for the week. Well, how was your Thanksgiving? I mean, some families, they go out there, they kill them a turkey. Oh, it's like them horror films about them white rich folks that invite lower class individuals over, and then they release them onto their mansion grounds, and they hunt them for sport. That's kind of like what Thanksgiving is. If you kill your own turkey, you go out there and you hunt it. Get you a 12 gauge shotgun. Get you an AR-15. I know y'all rednecks out there. Y'all be toting. Y'all be. Yep. But I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's a time to just stuff your face, laugh a lot, eat a lot, drink a lot, move a refrigerator. I mean, you can do it all. Yeah, so I went to PA. I have family in PA. I went there for Thanksgiving. My dad's side of the family, sisters and their spouses and my cousins, and saw my sister there. saw my parents. And yeah, it was a good time. Great food. Everybody, they went all out. They cooked. Oh, they cooked a meal. Because what do you have on Thanksgiving? You got turkey, you got ham, you got sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, green beans, corn, green bean casserole, cranberry. You can't forget the canned cranberry, and don't try to bring any other cranberry except the can. Do it right, folks. Do it right. But yeah, first time I ever had this one dessert. My cousin's wife made it, called Oreo lasagna. Oh, what? The name's misleading because there's no Oreos in it. Oh, I'm sorry. There's no lasagna in it. Freudian slip there. Yeah, there's no lasagna in it, but it's like layered like lasagna with like Oreo crumble, the cream, some more Oreo crumble, chocolate pudding, some whipped cream, all spread out on all the layers. So I guess that's where it gets the lasagna name. Kind of reminded me of dirt pie. Is that what I'm thinking of? Mud dirt? Mud, dirt pie, dirt mud, something like that. That's kind of what it reminded me of. But it was good. And of course, you got your pumpkin and your apple. Leave a comment in the below. Leave a comment below. Tell me something that I left off. Maybe you had. My boss, she had a fried turkey. Oh, anything fried is beautiful. Let me tell you. It is just she even saved me a piece, brought me some in the next day when we came into work. She brought me in fried turkey. Oh, I ate that sucker up. It was good. What else has been going on? Yeah, so it was a great holiday. It was a great Thanksgiving with my family. I feel for you if you were traveling. Oh, especially BWI Airport. No, can't do it. Oh God. I drove, and that was it. I drove about 2 hours. And that's all I could muster up. That's all I had. That's all I had left in me. What else been going on? Oh, I forgot to share this around Halloween time, but I read this article, right, that a dentist was, I guess, some type of interview or something like that, and basically this dentist said that it is actually better for your teeth and gums if you were to go out trick-or-treating, get all your candy up, and eat it all on the same night. Eat the whole damn bag on the same night. Then if you were to go trick-or-treating and then eat a little bit of candy each day all throughout the rest of the months, or however long it takes you to eat all that candy your kids got. I know you parents out there sneaking a couple behind your kids' back, not telling them. Oh, you remember that when you were a kid? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You counting everything that your parents just dumped into a bowl or wherever it was, right there in the island table. 1, 2, okay. Oh, I don't like. I can give that. It's okay if mom and dad eats that one, but I want this one. Man, you keeping track? You tallying it? You tallying it up, bro? You keeping track? Oh, good times. But yeah, that kind of baffled me. The dentist, man, he said, eat it all at once. It's actually better for you than if you were to eat it over an extended period of time, a little bit each day or a little bit each week. However, what? I mean, is that? I don't. He's a dentist, but are dentists real doctors? I mean, that's the real question. It's a big debate. One of my people I used to work with, her husband was a dentist, and she constantly teased him that he's not a real doctor. So that's why I say that. But yeah, man. So I went up when I went to Thanksgiving. It was in PA, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. And PA is kind of like where you have land, and then, so you have land over here, and then over here, you have a bunch of old people. And if you were to just bring the land and the old people, kind of just merge them together, you would have Pennsylvania. You would have Pennsylvania. It's a wide open area. It's an older state, at least the parts that I travel in. I'm sure it's a huge state. I haven't seen all of it, but the parts that I've seen are just the older Pennsylvania. But yeah, so school, I've been doing that, online college. I just did a 10-page paper, bruh. I got one more semester left and I'm done. BA, bachelor. I ain't going back. I ain't getting no master's, no PhD. Oh, get out of here, you with that. I mean, 10 pages. I'm at my limit. I can't. And here's the thing, right? Give me readings for the week and give me topics that kind of I can search, and I'll give you a 10-page paper, bruh. I'll give you that easy. I'm a big reader. I'm a big writer. I can write 10 pages. But you're going to give me these topics that are just so vague. That's my problem with college. These essays are just so damn vague. Like, be specific. Because then you go to search for sources to quote, and the topic is just so vague that you don't even know what to pick. Or the things that you do pick, is it what the professor's looking for? Another problem I have with college is, well, the problem I have with this specific class this semester that I'm taking is this professor is hung up on COVID-19. It's an 8-week course, and you got week 1, you got a discussion each week. So week 1 till week 8, you got discussion 1 through 8, right? Each week you discuss something, and every week it's something relating to COVID-19 and write about it. Okay, week 1, all right, cool, yeah, because it's a Homeland Security course, right? Makes sense. All right, COVID-19. Week 2, okay, I can see COVID-19. Week 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What? I'm tired. We done lived it. We done lived through the pandemic. I worked through it. I was essential. I was one of them CVS workers slaving away, bruh. I was getting them pallets out, turn my back, 1 second, bunch of customers gnawing at it with their teeth. Give me that paper. Give me that toilet paper. Give me that Tide detergent. They were just ferocious. Okay, I know COVID-19. I know it, Professor. I don't want to have to keep writing about it. Okay, so that's the end of that rant. Sorry I got carried away. That struck a nerve in me. Yeah. Because it's online. You don't have it's not a classroom setting. You ain't got people to vent to. Yeah. What else has been going on though, folks? My truck didn't start again since Tuesday. It's been in the shop all week. All week I've been getting rides from coworkers and my boss to work and back. And when they can't, I've been Ubering to work and back, and it's been a hassle. I've been having this alternator issue. It's a charging system issue. So my truck just didn't start. No lights, no nothing. Not even a click. And got it towed. I've been having this issue for about a year now. Every time it gets cold. And so they charge up the battery fully. I mean, it's a brand new battery. Last time this happened, I got a brand new battery. So the mechanic charged up the battery fully, let it sit overnight. When he came in the next morning to work on it, battery dead, truck dead, nothing. So now they're running all these tests and all these modules to see where the draw is coming from. And yeah, so I've been dealing with that. Oh. And when you're single, when you live by yourself, only got one vehicle, and you got to take a highway to get to work, it's not like I can just walk. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's definitely frustrating. So I've been dealing with that. Also, one day, the other day at work, right? I'm walking out of my building, going for a walk. We got food trucks that come sometime on certain days. So going out there, and when does migration happen for birds? When does that happen? When it starts to get cold, right? Let's see. Let's see what the old Google says. When do birds migrate? Let's see what it says. What months do birds migrate? August and last through November. Okay, yeah. And I don't know how you guys have seen birds migrate. We've all heard that they go in the V formation, right? V formation onward, right? There was about 50 birds just all in this grass area. Just regular blackbirds, not crows or anything, not what do you call it? Vultures. No, just regular tweet, just regular tweet birds. That's all. Just tweet birds. And about 50 of them. And I'm walking up on the sidewalk next to it. And all of a sudden, they all just get up. It's like, you ever seen the movie The Birds? Like 1980, 1990, 1970, maybe? I don't know. Real old movie where the birds were attacking people. That's what it reminded me of. So they all rose in synchrony at the same time. They all rose. And then they just flew over my head right across the street to another grass area. All of them landing all at the same time. All 50 of them. And then another 50 of them were flying over my head, and they went to the other building across the street, and they went on the roof. And then the 50 that was over here, they all got up, and then they all flew to the building across the street and landed on the roof. And I was like, what is going on? I feel like, you ever go through life and something crazy happens and you look around and it's like you're the only one that sees this? So then when you go to share it, you sound crazy, like how I sound right now, and probably nobody believes you. But let me tell you, it happened. It happened, folks. Migrating August through November. Yeah, they were migrating all right. Oh, they were migrating. I mean, what was going? What I want to know what goes through their heads, right? I just sometimes you just see an animal, you just want to know what they're thinking, right? Dogs, a lot of the times, you want to know what your dogs are thinking. But yeah, that was kind of my week. That's my little catch up there. Can't remember anything else happened. Oh yeah, so since my truck's been in the shop, I was supposed to pick up my niece for the weekend, my youngest one, and I had to cancel on her. Broke my heart. Breaks my heart when I gotta say no. There's my nieces and nephews. I don't have any kids of my own, so I love them like they're my own kids, and it's tough when you gotta say, hey, no. Hey, we can't go do this fun thing. I gotta say no. And I know it's not really my fault. Can't really help that I'm out of vehicle, but Yep, that's pretty much my week. Let's move on to drink of the day, folks. It is a King of Clubs. Black King of Clubs. There you go. It's called Toxic Waste. Toxic Waste. And that's fitting because I forget the percent of alcohol, of liquor, but a percent of it is poison. So it makes sense. A fitting name, Toxic Waste. Let's see what's in it. Half ounce each of Southern Comfort, Midori, and Stolly. Splash of cranberry juice. Dash of sour mix. Shake over ice. Strain into chilled stem glass. And just look at the curvature, the wavature, the wave and the curve of that drink. That's like if you're at a fancy family gathering, family outing at a Fogo de Chao place, right? That's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get. Let's move on to quote of the day. What do we got for you guys today? All right, this one's a little old, but I don't know. Guess I was into old people quotes in high school, but we shall see what this one says. Let's see. All right, just stay with me now. Might be a little confusing. I'm going to do my best. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. Robert Lawrence Binion. It's a military quote, I believe. I believe it's from a book. What's that book? I have it on my bookshelf too. It's a military book. It's about war. I forget. Something the things they carry. That's the book. It was a high school novel. We read it in English class, and I liked it so much I bought it. The things they carry. The things they carried, past tense, because they're dead. I think it was like World War I or World War II. But I'm pretty sure that quote is from that book. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. And it's a real sad quote because we will remember them. As in, when that sun goes down, they're dead. They're not here. Like this quote's not even giving them a chance. I mean, yeah, no positivity. Not in war. Yep, so that's a pretty deep quote. Back, I was a deep kid in high school. I just was. All right, folks. Man, I was just thinking this week, right? I was thinking about my episode from 2 weeks ago, my last one, about lessons learned, right? From my parents and my siblings. I just got to thinking about childhood and just how times have changed, right? Because it used to be, right, family time. Family time in our society, in American society, American culture, right? Family time has changed, man. I remember a lot, like, just growing up as a kid, family time at specifically dinner time. Dinner time was sacred, man. Mom and dad, me, maybe my siblings if they were, at the house at the time. But we all sat down at the table, had dinner, had discussions as a family. And that's just, it's changed because no one eats together anymore. right? Everyone's grab and go. Eat at the island, eat at the counter, eat at the couch watching TV in your bed. There's no togetherness. There's no checking in with one another at a meal. And it's not to say that you can't do that throughout the day. It's just that used to be just a sacred time, a reserved time, because anything can happen right throughout that day, and you can get busy as a bee, buzzing around. But dinner time with your family, man, you always used to have that, and it's just we've gotten away from it as a society. And I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know, but I just I just know what I see now. And now no one's really eating together as a family. And that's I don't know, it's just different. And maybe different's good, right? Fast food probably has the boost in that has probably been the reason for changing a lot of that. Sports, kids are in sports and clubs, and parents are just so stressed from working 9 to 5 jobs and 1, 2, 3 jobs, and trying to pick up their kid and get them to this or that and be a part of their lives, and let's just get something quick to go. It's convenient, it's easy. That's why fast food is so popular, because it's convenient. We live in a very go 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 world. We live in a very now. I use my mouse to click on the application on my computer, and I want it now. I want it now. I pay for a Prime membership at Amazon. Click. It says tomorrow. It better be here tomorrow. And some of them Amazon people, they be there tonight at your bedside, bruh. They put that package right there. They say, hey, this is Amazon. I got to take a picture real quick. Because Amazon be out of control. They be out of control, man. They be working them drivers night and day. 10 a.m., 3 a.m., 10 p.m., 3 p.m. It don't matter. They're out there. They're out there driving. And sometimes they be in a regular car, regular Toyota Corolla. Packages coming out of the windows. You're like, what? What's all them brown boxes in that back seat? And then the guy gets out. He's got that blue Amazon vest on. Yeah, so it's a very go, go, go society. Very go now. And I remember it was a happy time. I look back on my childhood having dinner with my family. It was, one of the funniest stories in my family is when my mom spit milk at. I'm sorry. When another Freudian slip. When my sister spit her milk out onto my mom's face because of the faces I was making as a 1 or 2 year old eating food, because it made me so happy. And food does that, bro. Food will make you dance. It'll make you strip. It'll make you do a lot of shit. And it'll just put you in this vibe. It'll just put you in this mood, really, where nothing really can touch you. But yeah, and if we didn't have that family time, my mom's face would have never had milk spit at it, spit on it, and she probably wouldn't have punished her daughter for spitting milk onto her face. But because of family time, we have that memory. One of our favorite stories to tell when my family has our outings and gatherings. Oh, if I could just go back and just be like my age and see that happen in real time. Or if Snapchat was a thing, someone would have got it, right? That was back in 98. 99, 2000 maybe, I don't know. They had camcorders, but that was about it. And nobody was filming, so all we got is the story. The storytellers of the family. That's all we got. That's all we got. What else? I mean, and it got me thinking, like, do you think being a kid is easy? Or do you think being a kid is hard? And it's a tricky question to answer. Because when I look at it, right, when I was a kid, it was hard. It was tremendous. Tremendous. It was tremendous. It was frustrating. It was aggravating. It was uncomfortable. It was awkward. It was weird. It was just, I want to grow up. I want to be an adult. And then I'm an adult now, and it's like I'd kill countries to go back to being a kid. It's a little extreme, but you get what I'm trying to say. When you grow up, you want to go back. When you are a kid, you want to grow up. And it's like, if we could just fix the thinking and the thought process for where we are currently in our state, maybe people would be a little bit more happier with themselves. But so I definitely feel when I was a kid, it was hard to be a kid. Everyone telling you what to do, everyone giving you expectations, and be this way, be that way, do this, do that, get your homework done. Did you do that? You know, act a certain way, feel a certain way, make the choices that you're supposed to make, and don't make a mistake. I mean, there's kids are just pulled in all these directions, right? They're pulled every which way that whatever adult and whatever position that adult is in wants them to go, right? Go this way. You got parents saying one thing, you got teachers saying another thing, coaches saying this, counselors saying that. I mean, it was tough. And then now as an adult, I think being a kid is easy. I was like, oh man, I had it so good back then. Everything was, I mean, damn near perfect. Nothing's perfect, but man, being a kid is damn near perfect. Granted that you're in a semi to fully stable environment and semi to fully healthy environment. If you're from a broken home and trauma as a childhood, you don't want, I mean, who would want to go back to that? No one. I sure wouldn't. No, so I guess it only applies to if your childhood was, pretty much decent, if not awesome. Mine was definitely great. It was, I didn't come from a broken home or broken environment in my family structure. I was raised in a healthy manner. So hell yeah, I want to go back. I mean, as an adult now, I'm living by myself, down a vehicle. Got one out of one vehicle is all I got. Down one, bumming rides off of coworkers, paying money I don't have for Ubering, trying to stay on top of bills and credit loans and lawyer fees and rent and health care. I mean, adulting is not fun. Oh, it's got its moments, right? I can get in this place because I'm above 21. I can buy drinks. That's cool. I can drive whenever I want. I got my license. I'm an adult. And that's pretty much about it. No, I'm sure there's some other stuff if I really thought about it, being an adult. But I like to always flip that script, and is being a parent easy or is being a parent hard? Because I am not a parent. I am a son, I am a younger brother, and I am an uncle. And I used to be a grandson. I'm also a nephew. My grandparents have since passed, but parent is the only title I don't have. So, and I look over the years with what my parents went through. I look to my sister, Jamie. I look to my brother, Danny. I look to his wife, Victoria. I look to um, my sister's boyfriend, Ben, as a stepfather. I look to them, and I see it's not always easy. Matter of fact, it's hardly easy. And it is pretty much always hard, but rewarding. If it's done right, if you parent right, it's rewarding. I remember a lot of times with my parents having worries about me because of how I was as a kid and how I was around the house. One that comes to mind specifically was working, because with chores and just work in general around the house, I didn't have a great work ethic. And my parents have told me countless of times of how proud they are of me when I entered into the workforce, especially when I first got my first job, because of how dedicated I was to my job and how much my work ethic was, above average than how I was around the house as a teen. And yeah, so when parenting is done right, it's rewarding. Your kids grow up and they go above and beyond. And it's like, wow, I raised that human child to do that. But parenting is tough because your kids don't always treat you with respect, or even at times, dare I say, love you. And that may not sit well with a lot of people watching, but sometimes it happens. I'm not saying it lasts, but kids, they're the same with their attention span. For a lot of kids, pretty much correlates to emotional span. That's why, high school relationships, they don't really last. It's that emotional span. It's that, you did something that really just pissed me off and now I'm going to break up with you. Can be the same thing. I remember a lot of times I knew my parents loved me, but they did things that I was like, I hate them. They're terrible. They're terrible parents for clothing and bathing you, giving you a house. They're terrible. For teaching you right and wrong, for punishing you when you did something wrong. Oh yeah, they're so terrible. But, as a teenage me, in my mind, they don't know what they're talking about. Nah. I remember I used to do this one thing with my dad when I was not as a teenager, but just as a little kid. If he yelled at me or did something that made me sad or angry, and if we were like sitting in church next to each other, or if we were sitting in a vehicle next to each other, or anywhere, and he did something, I'd make myself as small as possible, and I tried my best just to get as far away as possible from him. And looking back on that, man, that's gotta hurt as a parent. As a father that loves his son, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt down to your core, that you're trying to correct your child's behavior. You're trying to teach your child something, and they do an act like what I did that puts out that the kid doesn't love you anymore, that they want anything in their being, their very fiber is so cringing on what the parent just did that they're trying to get as far away as possible from you. And I know that had to hurt my dad when I did that. So yeah, I definitely think to be a parent, it's not a light task. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not something to be taken lightly. It takes countless hours to perfect the trade that never really gets perfected. I mean, we can all say, do X, Y, and Z to be the perfect parent, but we all know the perfect parent doesn't exist. And I think what really matters is that it's not to be perfect. That's not what matters, in my opinion. What matters is that you are willing to try to be perfect. Every day is a new day, and every day you get up and you try to meet that perfection. I think that's what counts. I think with kids, I mean, that's what counts for me, from my experience. You know, my dad yelled at me or maybe lost his cool, you know, at times, and my mom too, but the next day they didn't harbor on it. You know, like I did. Like as kids, we harbor on it. I would try to stay mad at my parents for all week long, man. Oh, I'm gonna give them 7 days, Vel. And then, you know, as a kid, you get wrapped up in something, and dad brings a bucket of chicken home, and you're having a wilding time, laughing and all, sword fighting and everything, driving race cars and all of it. I mean, yeah. So yeah, being a parent, man, it's a hard thing to do. And I mean, it's one of the things that I hope to do one day, but it's so hard for me to wrap my brain because it's like each year, right? All right, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. Now we're in 2024. And I'm like, if I had a kid in 2020 and now we're in 2024 and all this is happening in society, I don't know what I would do. I don't know. That's the scariest thing, is to raise a kid in today's culture. And it's just so negative. It's so heartbreaking. And you can't just say, "Oh, I'll have a kid when things get better," because it's not going to get better. It's going to be a chart, right? Right? The little arrows, it goes up on the chart, and then profits come down. Profits go up, profits come down. It's not ever just going to get better, right? And stay better. So it's hard to pick. It's hard to be like, "Oh, I'll have kids in this decade, this time frame." But I guess, you know, that's one of the things that's holding me back is, you know, it's such a scary thing, right? I don't know. Yeah, so I also just been thinking a lot this week just about, you know, politics have become really out of hand. From when I was a kid, politics didn't seem nearly as crazy as it is today. I mean, you got not tickets. What's it called? Votes. You got people stealing votes. You got people accusing of people stealing votes. People not actually stealing votes. You got presidents falling down. memes everywhere. Everybody's making fun of it. I mean, it's just, gosh, I mean, my whole thing is like, why can't different parties just get along? Why can't Republican, Democrat, Independent, why can't they all just find like a common ground? And I know eventually they do to pass, different laws and whatnot, but it's almost like they're forced to find common ground. Like, why can't they just find it on their own? I never really got into politics, as a kid and as an adult. It's just not my thing. It's mainly probably because I don't understand a lot of it, but it just seems so wild. I mean, I'm not a hard believer in controversial theories, controversies, but I'm sorry. I said that wrong. I'm not a big believer in conspiracies. Spiritual theory. Conspiracy theorists. Conspiracy theory. Something like that. Yeah. I'm not a big believer in conspiracies. But I mean, like, sometimes I'm just like politicians get all this money. I mean, do we really think they're looking out for the lower class, working class, middle class, high? I mean, everyone just, and they get all hyped up like, oh, my president, my mayor, da 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 da. Like, really? You think he's your president, your mayor? You think they really have your best interests? I mean, I wish everyone would just really realize the amount of money that is poured into politics. How much are they making? Their salaries, and I mean, if you really dig in and do a lot of research, it can be infuriating. I mean, all the stuff that they take from you. I don't know, man. And the whole thing with our President Biden right now. I was watching some talk shows lately, listening to some podcasts, and people were talking about this. But when he's an older president for sure, obviously, and when he makes mistakes and he gets confused, turned around, falling down. I mean, listen, I'm like you. I be laying in my bed, midnight, 3 a.m., lost somewhere down an Instagram reel, TikTok, whatever, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, just scrolling away, and a lot of the shit's funny, man. It is, but it's almost like there's just so much of Biden. There's just so much of these like memes and little short videos, and it's like, I mean, how do we look like to other countries? Like, I feel like other countries, they're not making fun of their leader of their country the way we are. And maybe that's just too much, or I don't want to say too much, but that's just freedom that we have in America, I guess. It just makes me think, it's like, are we really supposed to be making fun of our leader as much as we are? I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying that they're not funny videos, because they are, but I don't necessarily want to say that I advocate for them. America used to be a country that we took pride in, right? You had pride. You had, yeah, I'm an American. America. I back my president. And it's just, we're just living in a different time, I guess. We're living in, I don't know. I don't know what we're living in. All right, let's move on to What Up World. What's going on in the world? We got some good ones here. Folks, we got some good ones. We got a century overdue library book is finally returned in Minnesota. What's going on here? Library book that is more than a century overdue was finally returned in St. Paul, Minnesota. And a century is 21, right? 21st century on the movies. When I go to the movies, it says 20. He does that little thing, 21st century. 21 is a century, right? A decade is 10. I want to say a century is 21. All right, the book was titled Famous Composers. Had Mozart in it. And okay, so here, let's see. It has reached a point where it's not just an old book, it's an artifact. It has a little bit of history to it. Let's see what else the librarian said. A time or two. Oh, so they didn't even bother charging them. Oh, come to find out, 2019 is when libraries stopped charging for late fees. What? What is going on here? Wow, that's pretty crazy. What else we got? We got all right, Cheers. This is a good one because this is for the podcast, Drinking with Laughter. Cheers, a bottle of Scotch whiskey sells for a record $2.7 million at an auction. Holy jeepers. Bottle of Scotch billed at the most sought after in the world. It sold in London 2.2 million pounds, which translates to $2.7 million. Golly. It's a Macallan. Macallan 1926. Gosh. Who would buy a bottle of Scotch? I mean, do you drink it at that point? How big is the bottle? It looks like a regular wine bottle. But I mean, do you even buy it at that point? I mean, I'm sorry, not buy. When you buy it, do you even drink it at that point? I mean, you're spending millions of dollars. I just can't fathom spending that much on a product that I don't even get to open or use. Maybe it's just because I'm not rich, but all right, what else do we got? We got a robbery suspect's colorful underwear helped police arrest him. Authorities say, oh, this was pretty funny. So there was a robbery back in 2022 in September. 3 masked men, they hop out of a Mazda. And a Mazda, man, Mazda is what you want to do crime in. Just, that's what you want to do. You want to do crime in a Mazda. So these men hop out of a Mazda. 2 of them point guns at the employees. The other one empties the cash register. Apparently on surveillance, one of them had their pants sagging. And they were wearing colorful underwear with a large letter R in white. And the year 1990 was in yellow. So fast forward to today, a 30-year-old suspect was arrested Wednesday morning in his home in Queens, based off of police matching his drawers, his underwear garments. That'll get you. That'll get you, folks. You can't, if you're gonna, I mean, hasn't he ever watched The Town with Ben Affleck? Affleck Insurance? Ben Affleck, I mean, and Jeremy Renner was in it, and they were scrubbing, man. They were scrubbing before their robbery. All the loose hairs out. They were really getting in there. They're all masked up, black on black. Ain't no underwear showing. I mean, take a tip. I think what it is you got too many young punks trying to be in style and also do crime. Pick one or two, bruh. You want to be in style walking through the high school halls, pants sagging, right? You want to be out there in the college campus, beatboxing. I can't beatbox, but everybody from the 313, put your, but you know, if you're going to be in style, be in style. If you're going to do crime, style ain't for it. You better pull them drawers up. You better get a belt next time, bruh. You better get a belt next time. Oh, let's see. Last thoughts before we end this episode. Comedic minds, right? Here's the thing I was thinking about. People that are in comedy. Comedians, they kind of, they're a little bit dark and twisted, right? You know, their brains got trauma, pain, darkness, and they find a way to bring that joy, right? That joy to their pain, or even the world's pain, too. And it's like a lot of these individuals make us belly laugh, but also deal when they close the curtains and, you know, the show's over. You know, a lot of them deal with loneliness, depression. I mean, being on the road, it's you know, I was watching some interviews lately and about comedians that struggle with depression and you know, sadness and loneliness, and they say, you know, when they're on the road, it's not a 100% fun time. A lot of it's hard work and it's lonely nights. You don't know nobody, you don't know anything around you, and yeah. So I mean, a lot of these comedians, they got kind of a dark and twisted mind. You know, they're a little fucked up in the head. So, you know, I think we just take that information and we just really appreciate the golden minds of comedy that we get. You know, all those favorite rom-coms and comedy movies and stand-ups and SNL skits, you know, really appreciate the amount of work that those people, those individuals put into their acting and to their screen performance and screenwriting. And you know, it's not something to be taken lightly. You know, unfortunately, we've had some that, you know, we've lost some. Rest in peace to Robin Williams. As we all know, he had dark demons with depression that he was battling, and he was the funniest person, right? God, he was one of the funniest people, man. Well, that brings us to the end of the episode. I hope you all have enjoyed. I certainly have. You know, go out there and don't let life knock you down, bruh. Don't let them. Get back up there, get out there. You know, I ain't got a truck. I'm down a vehicle. I'm not letting it get me down, okay? I'm Ubering and I'm doing it with a smile on my face. And here's another thing about Ubering in the morning is these people, they talking my damn head off. Like, I get it. You're an Uber driver. This is your work. So you probably have been up for a few hours. But me, I just opened my damn eyeballs. Shh. Stop talking. Just drive. Please. Oh, sorry. I had to talk about that for a second, but what was I talking about before that? Oh yeah, just because, you know, I'm down a truck, you know, I try for the most part, I try to stay happy. I don't let life keep knocking me down. I'm up. I'm here, y'all. I'm here. Well, I don't know if Chris will be back next week. He might, but I will definitely see you all next Saturday. So be kind to one another. Be kind to one another. Be funny. Be spontaneous. Be all that you can be, folks. All right. Be good. Peace.